Gydio yn cyfarfod, a mae gyda fi ganlyniad i chi yn dilyn y bleidlais gyfrinachol. Felly, 95 o bleidleisiau wedi ei bwrw ar gyfer Yw'r Davies, o blaid Yw'r Davies, 85 o bleidleisiau, yn erbyn 9 ac yn ymatal 1. A ddifethwyd dim un pleidlais. Felly dwi'n gallu datgan yn unol â'r rheol sefydlog 6.9 fod Yw'r Davies wedi cael ei ethol yn lywydd y Senedd. Llawn yma. Byddwn ni nawr yn atal y cyfarfod dros dro am eiliad neu ddwy tra fod y llywydd newydd yn dod i'w gader. Atal y cyfarfod felly. Right.
Diolch yn fawr iawn i chi gyd. Thank you very much indeed for your trust and confidence in me. Hefyd, diolch yn fawr iawn, Elin. Diolch i chi am eich stwardiaeth ofalus ac arbenigol o'r Senedd Cymru hon. Mae'n lle sydd wedi newid yn fawr, ac mae'n well fydd i'ch cyfnod chi fel llywydd. Diolch yn fawr iawn. Nawr te, i'r busnes nesaf. Rydyn ni'n symud ymlaen nawr at ethol yr diproi llywydd. Hoffwn atgoffa'r aelodau yn unol â rheol sefydlog 6.20 mae dim ond os yw'r enwebau o grŵp gwleidyddol gwahanol i mi y bydd enwebiau yn ddilys ar gyfer diproi llywydd. Felly, rwy'n gwahodd enwebiadau o dan rheol sefydlog 6.6. Diolch yn fawr iawn. A oes gennym aelod nad o'r un grŵp gwleidyddiol i eilio'r enwebiad?
I second Kerry Ferguson.
Diolch. A oes unrhyw enwebiadau eraill? Nage. Bear with me, I'm new to this. I do not want to get this wrong. Gwelaf nad oes enwebiadau eraill, cynnigia felly yn unol â rheol sefydlog 6.8 bod Mae'n drwg i ni. Gad noes oedd gwrthwynebiad roedd yn... Na, mae'n drwg i ni. Gwellaf nad oes enwebiadau eraill. Cynigio felly yn unol â rheolod sef o 6.8 bod Kerry Ferguson wedi ethol yn dirproi llewydd a oes unrhyw aelod yn gwrthwynebu. Nac oes. Gan nad oes gwrthwynebiad, roedd yn datgan felly bod Kerry Ferguson wedi ei hethol i'r dirproi llewydd Senedd Cymru. Nawr, yn unol â rheol sefydlog 20.11 yn cynnig y gwahodd enwynebiadau ar gyfer prif weinidog, a oes unrhyw aelod y gwrthwynebu. Nac oes. Felly, rydyn ni'n symud ymlaen i... Gan nad oes gwrthwynebiad, byddwn yn bwrw ymlaen ar enwebiadau ar gyfer prif weinidog o dan reol sefydlog 8. Felly, a oes unrhyw enwynebiadau ar gyfer penodi prif weinidog?
I nominate Rhys Purewedd.
A oes unrhyw enwebiadau eraill?
I nominate Dan Thomas.
On behalf of the Welsh Conservative Group, I nominate Darren Miller.
Gan fod 3 enwebiad, byddaf yn cynnal pleidlais drwy alw'r gofethro ac yn gwahodd pob aelod sy'n presennol i bleidlaiso dros ymgeisydd. Byddaf yn galw pob aelod sy'n presennol yn nhrefn y wyddor. Dywedwch enw'r ymgeisydd rydych yna ei gefnogi yn glir pan gewch ei galw. Neu dywedwch yn glir eich bod yn dymuno am atal. Yn unol a rheol sefydlog 8.2, ni chaniatair i dipoi llewydd na minnau'n bleidleisio. Bydde nawr yn aros i'r clerc gadarnhau cynlyniad y pleidlais. Yn gyntaf, Lynn Ackerman.
Rhun ap Iorwerth.
Zainab Akbar.
Rhun ap Iorwerth.
Mabon ap Gwynfor.
Rhun ap Iorwerth.
Rhun ap Iorwerth.
Rhun ap Iorwerth.
Claire Archibald.
Dan Thomas.
Natasha Ashgar.
Darren Miller.
Steve Bayliss.
Dan Thomas.
Gareth Beer.
Dan Thomas.
Becca Brown.
Rhun ap Iorwerth.
Jane Bryant.
Abstain.
Anna Brachan.
Rhun ap Iorwerth.
Kevin Campbell.
Rhun ap Iorwerth.
Nick Carter.
Rhun ap Iorwerth.
John Clark.
Dan Thomas.
Carmelo Colasanto.
Dan Thomas.
Sarah Cooper Lasath.
Dan Thomas.
Alan Cox.
Rhun ap Iorwerth.
Sarah Crowley.
Rhun ap Iorwerth.
Catherine Cullen.
Dan Thomas.
Donna Cushin.
Rhun ap Iorwerth.
Andrew R.T. Davis.
Darren Miller.
John Davis.
Rhun ap Iorwerth.
Paul Davis.
Darren Miller.
Jane Dodds.
Ymatal.
Sarah Edwards.
Dan Thomas.
Safa El Hassan.
Rhun ap Iorwerth.
Louise Emery.
Dan Thomas.
Christiana Emsley.
Dan Thomas.
James Evans.
Dan Thomas.
Nerys Evans. Sarah Evans.
Rhun ap Iorwerth.
Janet Finch Saunders.
Darren Miller.
Peter Fox.
Darren Miller.
Heledd Fachan.
Rhun ap Iorwerth.
Letitia Gonzalez.
Rhun ap Iorwerth.
Andrew Griffin.
Dan Thomas.
Llŷr Griffith.
Rhun ap Iorwerth.
Sian Gwenllian.
Rhun ap Iorwerth.
Carrie Harper.
Rhun ap Iorwerth.
Mike Hedges. Mark Hooper.
Rhun ap Iorwerth.
Vicky Howells.
Abstain.
David Hughes.
Dan Thomas.
Helen Jenner.
Dan Thomas.
Delith Jewell.
Rhun ap Iorwerth.
Claire Johnson Wood.
Dan Thomas.
Ellen Jones.
Rhun ap Iorwerth.
Laura Ann Jones.
Dan Thomas.
Mark Jones.
Rhun ap Iorwerth.
Matthew Jones.
Rhun ap Iorwerth.
Joshua Kim.
Dan Thomas.
Paul Ma.
Dan Thomas.
Kira Marshall. Becca Martin. Joseph Martin.
Dan Thomas.
Adrian Mason.
Dan Thomas.
Ian McIntosh.
Dan Thomas.
Benjamin McKenna.
Dan Thomas.
Liz McLean.
Rhyn ap Iorwerth.
Darren Miller.
Darren Miller.
David Mills.
Dan Thomas.
Tom Montgomery.
Dan Thomas.
Sarah Murphy via proxy Vicky Howells.
Abstain.
Lynn Neagle. Anna Nicole.
Rhyn ap Iorwerth.
Francesca O'Brien.
Dan Thomas.
Jason O'Connell.
Dan Thomas.
Perede Owen Griffiths.
Rhyn ap Iorwerth.
Kai Parry Jones.
Dan Thomas.
Rebecca Phillips.
Rhyn ap Iorwerth.
Llŷr Powell.
Dan Thomas.
Adam Price.
Rhyn ap Iorwerth.
Sora Rees.
Rhyn ap Iorwerth.
Paul Rock.
Rhyn ap Iorwerth.
Stephen Rodaway.
Dan Thomas.
Mae'r Rowlands.
Rhyn ap Iorwerth.
Sam Rowlands.
Darren Miller.
Neem Salkeld.
Rhyn ap Iorwerth.
Stephen Senior.
Dan Thomas.
Ken Skates.
Abstain.
Anthony Slaughter.
Rhyn ap Iorwerth.
Ellen Stevens.
Rhyn ap Iorwerth.
Shavana Taj. Dan Thomas.
Dan Thomas.
Gareth Thomas.
Dan Thomas.
Hugh Thomas.
Ymatal.
David Tristan Davis.
Rhyn ap Iorwerth.
Elwyn Vaughan.
Rhyn ap Iorwerth.
Lindsay Whittle.
Rhyn ap Iorwerth.
Elfyd Williams.
Rhyn ap Iorwerth.
Gwyn Williams.
Rhyn ap Iorwerth.
Nigel Williams.
Dan Thomas.
Senedd Williams.
Rhyn ap Iorwerth.
Art Wright.
Dan Thomas.
Byddwn nawr yn aros i'r clerc gadarnhau canlyniad y bleidlais. Iawn. Dyma ganlyniad y bleidlais y gynhaliwyd drwy alw'r gofrestr. Rhyn ap Ioreth, 44. Dan Thomas, 34. Darren Miller, 7. Yn ymatal, 9. A Cwfanswm, 94. Rwy felly datgan bod Rhyn ap Ioreth wedi cael ei enwebu yw penodi Prif Weinidog Cymru, yn unol ag adran 47 o ddeddf Llywodraeth Cymru, byddaf yn argymell yw fawrydu y dillid penodi Rhyn ap Ioreth yn Prif Weinidog. Rwy'n gwahodd Rhyn ap Ioreth I anerch y Senedd.
Wel, diolch I chi gyd. Diolch yn fawr llywydd yn gyntaf, a llongyfarchiadau gwresog I chi ar gael eich ethol I rôl ac i'r dirprwy lywydd hefyd. Dwi'n gwybod fod lles ag enw da yn Senedd ni yn bethau sydd yn agos iawn at eich calon chi ac y byddwch chi yn geidwad a chenad teilwng I gartref ein democratiaeth. Diolch I chi. Braint fy mywyd I ydy cael fy ethol yn brif weinidog ar y genedl sy'n golygu cymaint I mi. Dwi'n dechrau ar y daith yn wylaidd, yn dyledus I gefnogaeth a chariad fy nheulu sydd yma heddiw, a fy mam sydd a'i dylanwad arna I gymaint ag erioed, ac I ffrindiau a chydweithwyr. A dwi yn ysu I addalu yr ymddiriedais mae pobl Cymru wedi roi ynddo ni ac I wireddu y newid y mae pobl wedi datgan mor glir y maen nhw am ei weld. Ond yn gyntaf, dwi am dalu teyrnged i'n rhagflaenydd yn yr ôl hon. Efo gwitnwch a phenderfynoldeb, mi liwiodd eluned ei llywodraeth a'i chenedl yn frwdfrydig ac yn falch bob amser. Fel tad I ddwy ferch, dwi'n diolch iddi hi am chwalu y nenfwd gwydr, a thrwy hynny ysbrydoli merched ifanc yng Nghymru a thu hwnt. Diolch I ti, Eluned. I would also like to congratulate party leaders, Jane Dodds, Darren Miller, and Ken Skates on their re-election. I know they will bring the same energy and passion to proceedings in the 7th Senedd as they did in the last. To our colleagues in the Green Party, we applaud you on your historic breakthrough and look forward to a new era of ensuring that plurality pays dividends for the people of Wales. And of course, let me congratulate Dan Thomas and the Reform UK group on securing what will no doubt prove to be a formidable presence in the chamber and one that promises to keep the government on its toes. I'll always welcome scrutiny. And using my words tentatively here, let me say I look forward to our weekly sessions of First Minister's questions. I guess I will learn soon enough whether asking them was, in fact, much more fun than answering them. But that is why our democracy is to be cherished. A free and fair election, followed by the opportunity to form an administration in a peaceful and orderly manner before being held to account for our record of governing, a privilege denied to so many around the world, and one we must never take for granted. Llywydd, something has stirred in the soul of Wales. A new confidence, a new hope, a new broader horizon, never to be narrowed again by the naysayers with other priorities in other places. From this historic moment onwards, every person in every part of our nation can know that the Government of Wales is their government. And they will know that their government does not and will not impose on itself or on our citizens any limits on what our nation can achieve. And my promise to everyone is that I will lead without prejudice or presumption. I'll never take this privilege for granted, nor will my principles be burdened by power. Because the challenges we face are too many in number and too grave in nature for us to lose sight of what is at stake. The need to take decisive action to bring down waiting lists and to put health and care and our treasured NHS on a more sustainable footing for the future. An opportunity to make a real difference to the lives of those children across Wales who woke up to poverty this morning, and to ease the punishing cost of living crisis for families, to give every child the skills they need to thrive through a renewed focus on standards in education, and to unleash our economic potential by backing businesses and creating jobs in all parts of Wales. Mi fydd Llywodraeth Plaid Cymru yma I wasanaethu pawb, ym mhob cymuned, yn drefol a gwledig, yn hen ag ifanc, pryn ein siarad Cymraeg a'i peidio. Yma erioed neu newydd un plith, de, dwyrain, gorllewin, gogledd. Lle mae yna dir cyffredin, mi nawn ni bob ymdrech i'w ganfod o. A lle mae anhegwch ag anghyfiawnder yn bygwth gwead ein gwlad, mi drown ni'r genhadaeth o garedigrwydd a goddefgarwch yn gynhaliaeth i'r rhai sydd fwyaf ei angen. Gwynllan a roddwyd i'n gofal, ac mi ofalwn amdani yn enw pawb sydd wedi mynd o'n blaenau ag mwyn pawb ddaw ar ein hôl. Llywydd, I will end with this. When compassion is backed by the courage to act, and when recognition of our potential today meets a collective aspiration to secure a better tomorrow, that is when our nation's voice will sing the loudest. That is how we know that our best days lie ahead of us. That is how we know that together we can and will build a fairer, more ambitious Wales for all. That work starts now. Diolch yn fawr iawn i chi gyd.
Diolch yn fawr iawn, Ffrin. Nawr mae'n cyfle nawr I galw ar einwaenwyr eraill I dweud rhywbeth. Felly yn cyntaf, Dan Thomas.
Llywyd, congratulations on your appointment today, and thank you for the time. May I also congratulate all members on their election or re-election, as the case may be, and may I congratulate Plaid Cymru's nominee for First Minister on your election. And I'd like to thank the Reform Group for their endorsement of my leadership at the inaugural group meeting that we had yesterday. Thank you. And as leader of the largest opposition group, I wish the government well in its efforts to reduce NHS waiting lists, to improve education results, and in creating the right environment for the economy to grow and for job creation, because Wales badly needs it. And to that end, the Reform Group will be a robust opposition, and we will hold Plaid Cymru to account, and we will be a voice of the left-behind communities that have voted for us. And Reform is represented across Wales. We represent all people across all of Wales. We will do all we can to break up the cosy consensus that has presided over 27 years of managed decline in this country. And finally, I would like to remind Plaid Cymru that this chamber has a pro-union majority. And Reform will work with all pro-union parties to block taxpayers' money being spent on an independence commission. The future of a prosperous Wales lies within a successful United Kingdom. And Reform will ensure that that union prevails. The people of Wales have made that clear at the ballot box, and Reform serves the people of Wales. Diolch yn fawr.
Diolch. Ac yn nesaf, rydyn ni'n galw a Ken Skates.
Llywydd, I'd like to congratulate all members on their election to this Senedd, and in particular to Llawn on his appointment as the new First Minister. It is a very turbulent and divided world, so please let's all treat each other with the dignity and respect during even the most challenging of debates, the dignity and respect that the people who elected us deserve to see day in, day out. We now have a new, larger Senedd. We have two new parties represented here, and we have a different party at the helm. It goes without saying that I am deeply saddened at Welsh Labour's loss. We were represented by a determined team of immensely talented candidates and supported by brilliant volunteers and organisers. Llywydd, no one knows better than our party that it is a privilege to govern. That privilege and the immense responsibility that goes with it now rests on different shoulders. I'd like to pay my respects to those members who have gone before us and the colleagues that have not been returned to this place, in particular to my predecessor in our party, Eluned Morgan, who worked so hard in the role, who showed so much dignity at a difficult time for her personally and for our party. Now, make no mistake, work is what this place is about, and I'm proud of our achievements, including in recent times bringing down waiting lists in the NHS for 9 consecutive months and funding so many new 21st century schools for our children, of delivering an £800 million fleet of shiny new trains and unprecedented progress on metros north and south, and of course in legislating to protect our environment, deal with coal tips and clean up the air we breathe. I hope to see this same kind of work rate and delivery from the party now in power. And I do look forward to my party being an effective opposition, scrutinising and holding Llawn and his colleagues to account where necessary to improve legislation. Now, I hope as a minister, I demonstrated to Plaid members how collaboration and challenge both benefit the government. And I hope that the people of Wales will see that in this term, Welsh Labour in opposition will remain focused, laser-like, on serving their interest and improving their lives. We may only be a group of 9 now, but above all, we are a fellowship. And let's remember, in the Fellowship of the Ring, it was just 9 warriors who overcame enormous odds to bring down an empire, guided by their very own Gandalf, who will now guide us and protect our democracy with his shiny new mace. Be assured, we will not let the party of government off the hook at any time, as they quite rightly did not allow us to. Within our group, we have a combination of immense experience and new energy and expertise, but above all, we have passion and purpose. And to quote from a poet familiar to many, we are not now that strength which in old days moved earth and heaven. That which we are, we are. One equal temper of heroic hearts, made weak by time and fate, but strong in will, to strive, to seek, to find, and not to yield.
Diolch Ken, ac yn olaf rydyn ni'n galw a Darren Miller.
Diolch Llywydd. Fellow members of the Senedd, I rise today to mark an historic and significant moment in the life of this chamber and indeed this nation. And I want to put on record, first of all, my thanks to the outgoing Llywydd, Elin Jones, for the way in which she conducted the business of this Senedd over the past 10 years. You did a spectacular job and served our nation with dignity, as did the Deputy Presiding Officer, David Rees, who served so ably alongside you. Also want to put on record my thanks to the former First Minister for her service to our nation. We cross swords every single week, and in fact during the election campaign every single day. But I have the utmost respect for her as a person, and I know that she loved this country and served it to the very best of her ability. And of course, it's incumbent upon me to offer my sincere and heartfelt congratulations to Rhyn ap Iorwerth on becoming the Senedd's nominee to be the next First Minister of Wales. To lead your country is the highest honour in national and public life. And regardless of our political differences, I wish you well, personally, as you assume this huge mantle and take on this mantle of responsibility. I also extend my congratulations to his party for a formidable election result, because to become the largest party in this Senedd for the first time is a huge achievement and it cannot be overlooked. I want to congratulate every single member of this Senedd on being elected to serve our nation and the people of Wales. But, First Minister, be under no illusion. You have a monumental task before you. The honeymoon period for you and your party is going to be short. While the celebrations in the Plaid Cymru ranks may continue tonight, the cold reality is waiting for you in the morning. An NHS which isn't working as it should be. A stagnant economy which isn't growing as it should be. An education system which isn't serving our young people as it should be. They will all be waiting in your in-tray as you assume office. The people of Wales did not vote for a change of personnel. They voted for a change of outcomes. Now, from these benches, the Welsh Conservatives will approach this term, of course, with mixed emotions. We're deeply saddened to have lost hard-working and dedicated colleagues who served their constituents and this institution of the Senedd with distinction. But we're also delighted to have outperformed the pessimistic estimations and expectations of almost every pundit and every pollster in this country, because we've returned a magnificent 7 members to this Senedd. And we're here to champion the things that we Welsh Conservatives hold dear. A more prosperous Wales, with lower taxes, an end to government waste, and more efficient and effective public services that work for the people of Wales. And I promise the new First Minister that we will be a serious, robust and responsible opposition. And that responsibility begins today by calling out the glaring gap between Plaid Cymru's rhetoric and the parliamentary reality that we have seen. Throughout the recent campaign, the First Minister-elect's message was one of change. He promised a new era of breaking from the past. And yet the very first act of his party in this new Senedd has been to stitch up the post of presiding officer with their former partners in the Labour Party. Llywydd, it is a move that many people across Wales will find deeply unedifying. In no other Western democracy would a person jump directly from being the former Deputy First Minister or Deputy Prime Minister of their nation into the Speaker's chair in the very next Parliament. Frankly, it stinks. The role of the Llywydd demands absolute impartiality. It should not be treated as a consolation prize for the previous Deputy First Minister after their own political party has just been vomited from government in such a spectacular way by the electorate. To do so undermines and damages the reputation of this Parliament because a presiding officer must command respect across the whole of the Senedd, especially amongst opposition parties and those who have a role in scrutinising the government. So, Llywydd, while I have every respect for you and the experience that you hold and the important office that you now hold, and I congratulate you and our new Deputy Presiding Officer on your respective elections today, I'm afraid that you will need to earn the confidence of the Welsh Conservative Group in the weeks and months ahead. Because this backroom deal is a clear sign that the Labour-Plaid axis, the very same partnership that has failed Wales for years, is set to continue under a different guise. And it demonstrates very clearly that despite the glossy manifesto promises of change, the old adage remains as true now here in Wales as it has ever been. Vote Plaid, get Labour. Vote Labour, get Plaid. We on these benches will judge this government not by its promises but by its actions, and I'm afraid that today's stitch-up suggests that unfortunately it is very much business as usual here in Cardiff Bay. First Minister, you have your mandate, but you will also have our scrutiny, and we will hold you accountable for all of the decisions that you make.
Wel, diolch yn fawr I chi gyd. Anwyr, Dafydd?
Ask you to read again the votes for the Llywydd, so that the Chamber may be reminded of the votes.
David, I'm happy to say that the number of votes for the Prif Wneud are on the record, but also those for the Llywydd as well. And they were very clear. And I would simply say in some reassurance to Darren, who challenges me to earn the respect of the Conservative group. I will earn the respect of everybody here within this chamber in the way that I preside over it, as first and foremost a parliamentarian. So you can be assured of that, Darren, as everybody else here can as well. Can I thank all of the... Can I thank all of the leaders for their contributions? Gai ddweud diolch unwaith eto i'r Prif Weinidog Rhin, I chi hefyd. Mae llawer o waith I bawb ohono ni I wneud. Ond, yn nawr, yn unol a rheol sefydlog 20.8, byddaf yn sicrhau bod aelodau cael gwybod am ddyddiad ac amser y cyfarfod nesaf. Daw hynny a thrafodion heddiw I ben. Diolch yn fawr.